I am ashamed of myself. I should have bought this one sooner. This is the reason I made this video. I'm upset. What's up guys, my name is Nate. Welcome to the channel. I've got 10 fragrances here that I wish I bought sooner. I've been collecting for about 5 or 6 years now. I'm really happy that I did pick them up because they smell amazing. The first one that I've been looking at ever since 2018. I remember putting this in my cart on FragranceNet and taking it out maybe 3 or 4 times. Finally pulled the trigger this year. 2022. Instant Crush by Mancera. Oh, ever since I sprayed this one on for the first time, I am in love. This thing is so good. It's so pleasant to the nose. It's beautiful in the air. I remember wearing this to work and I just got, you know, clouds of it and it just smells so pleasant. It is very unisex. It definitely can lean feminine. This thing is ultra unisex. It doesn't have any kind of, you know, masculine edge to it, but if you're comfortable wearing those kinds of fragrances, this is stunning. This is excellent. This stuff is just so good. It's been a long time coming and I'm so happy that it's finally in my collection. This one should be the staple child of why didn't I buy this sooner? Mercedes-Benz Club Black. This is another example of me adding it to the cart. 7 or 8 times I add it to the cart day in and day out and it never gets bought. I added this to the cart like 6 or 7 times from 2018 and 19. I wanted it for so long, even before the hype really set in on this. At first, this was a Mercedes-Benz fragrance. No one cared. Then everyone caught on to it, and I think it got hyped up by Jensense, if I do remember. I've been watching fragrance reviewers since like 2016. This one is great. I wish I bought this one sooner because I could have been smelling good. I'm out here smelling like trash, and I could have been smelling good all this time. Speaking of smelling not like trash, this one is a huge, huge hype beast. Spice Bomb Extreme. I don't have to tell you how hyped this one is. This one is extremely hyped. And I waited to buy it till this year, 2022. This is great stuff and I'm so glad I have it in my collection now. It's vanilla, tobacco. My favorite is vanilla, obviously, you guys know. It's got such good character. I love this stuff. I'm so ashamed of myself for not buying this sooner. The thing was about this, and I guess it's just my personality, is I try not to buy into the hype too much. I avoid buying the big top fragrances and then I just like kick myself for not having them and then I go and buy them. I try to stay off of hype trains, but then I just, you know, buy a ticket and join the ride.
You'll think you've been f***ed by a train.
Next one, Acqua di Gio Profondo. So this one came out and I was like, Acqua di Gio Profondo, the blue bottle. Finally, they came out with a blue bottle. And I didn't buy it. I didn't buy this for the longest time. I always sprayed it on in department stores, tried it on their tester strips, and you know, that was that. I loved the way it smelled, don't get me wrong, but I had Profumo and I just didn't see the reason to have this one. And then I bought it, started wearing it, and it's so good. It's so good. It's actually kind of green. There's actually some green nuances in here, which I'm loving. But it's a very good scent. I wish I bought it soon. I forget when this one came out, but I know I put it off for the longest time. And I finally pulled the trigger and I'm loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. And I got a great deal on this one too, so I'm pretty happy. I'm starting to dabble in Middle Eastern fragrances. I've never tried Middle Eastern fragrances before, like actually, you know, sought them out. And I'm actually being pleasantly surprised. If you guys watch the channel regularly, you'll know that I despised this one when I first sprayed it on. This is Oud for Glory by Lattafa. This is not a part of the list, but I just wanted to throw this in here. If you guys are regular viewers, you'll understand. And if you're not a regular viewer, why not? Subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you. This, sprayed it on initially and it was terrible. And I'm actually really loving this. Surprisingly, the opening is still a little weird for me, but it does dry down and I'm actually really liking it. So I'm gonna make it official. I am sorry. Anyway, let's carry on with the list. Middle Eastern fragrances. Amir Oud. I think that's the way you pronounce it. Wish I found out about this sooner. I don't know when this was released, but this thing is so pleasant. I'm actually spraying this one on every night before I go to bed. It is so nice. It's so pleasant. There's like vanillas in here, a little bit of smoky aspects. It's by the fireplace, obviously. It's a Cologne, but it's so good. And I guess by the fireplace would be on here, like wish I bought sooner. But this one is so nice. I'm really loving this one. Wish I bought it sooner. I really wish I bought it sooner. But the thing about it, this is like the dark web of fragrances. You're not gonna find this out unless you actively pursue fragrances and you're like leading down the track. That's this. You're not gonna find this in Macy's or anywhere like that. So it's a little difficult to buy it. So I give myself some credit. I am kicking myself for this next one. This one is Boss the Scent Private Accord. This one used to be not too heavily hyped. It was loved, but it wasn't hyped to the moon. You can rarely find this anymore, and I always put it off. This was another one of those scents that in 2018, 19, this was actually an Ulta at one point, and I sprayed it on at Ulta, and I was like, I'm gonna buy that one next. Never got around to it. When I finally wanted to buy a bottle, I couldn't because it's sold out everywhere. Luckily, I was able to find a bottle on FragranceNet for cheap, like 50 bucks or so, and pulled the trigger. Love it. I should have bought it sooner. Why didn't I buy this sooner? This one is cocoa. This one is coffee. This one is sexy. I love this stuff so much. I'm a sucker for coffee. I drink like 17 cups a day. That's not right. I love the scent profile on here. It's very dark. It's very cocoa and coffee, woody. Oh, it's so good. This next one, I should have bought it sooner. There's no excuses. Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Man, this thing is everywhere. It's at Sephora's, it's at Ulta's, it's at, everywhere. Macy's has it, everyone has it. Sprayed it on so many times in the department stores. Finally, just bought a bottle. I'm stupid. Yeah, I said it. It's so pleasant. I'm loving this scent. I'm really, really loving this scent. I am going to end up buying the Parfum version as well. This stuff is just amazing. The Parfum 2 is actually really good. Tried it on at Macy's, and I'm not allowing what took place with this one to happen with the Parfum. Not gonna happen. Buying it. Now this next one is a very fresh, kind of almost fabric softener. It's got a little bubblegum sweetness. I love the way it smells. I should have bought it sooner. I saw this in a couple of rack stores many, many times. Very good prices too, and I just skipped out on it because I was unsure. About it. This one is Legend Spirit by Mont Blanc. Man, this stuff is so pleasant. It's so smooth. I love me some Invictus Aqua. Gotta love Invictus Aqua. It's so fresh bubblegum. This is the same kind of DNA, same kind of character. I get a little bit more fresh fabric softener with this one. It's very pleasant. I'm gonna wear this one a ton next summer and next springtime. This thing is a beautiful, beautiful scent. There's no excuses either because this one is like $30. Jeremy Fragrance hypes it out of, the orbit, and everyone else does too. It's very good. There's no excuses for this one. This one is so beautiful, and I wish I bought it sooner. I could have been smelling good this whole time. The next one is Givenchy Intense Eau de Toilette. Okay, so I recently picked this one up. And this one came out not too long ago, but just enough time has eclipsed where it hasn't been in my possession. I love the way this thing smells. It's super fresh. There's iris in here. It's cardamom. It's just beautiful stuff. It's one of the top favorites of mine from this line. The Boisé version is one of my also big time favorites, but this one has everything in it that I love. This next one was actually one of my first fragrances, but I wish I just bought this version instead. I'm talking about Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Now I bought the Eau de Toilette first, loved that scent. It didn't really project and didn't really perform all that well. I have the Eau de Parfum version, and I'm halfway through that bottle. And I picked up this bottle because I was running low on my eau de parfum version. And I kick myself that I didn't just buy this one first. This one is so smooth, so beautiful. I'm simply blown away with this one. Very fresh, but there's some denseness in here, so it's not a very just, it's fresh fragrance. There's actually some depth and some sophistication behind it. It lasts for a very long time, and I'm so happy about that because my other Bleu de Chanels, they don't really perform that well. This one performs very well. I'm very happy with that. I just wish I bought the Parfum version first. If you guys like fragrance-related content, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you next time.